everybody.
Hi, Soul Tribe,
After I was going,
all our friends out there
yeah,
in YouTube land and in the world. New friends. Okay, you guys, this is a fascinating story, and I cannot wait to hear what Vera picks up on for this girl. I've got to tell them the backstory.
You
of
have
this
to.
young girl. Okay, this girl's name is Caitlin Little. And about 2 years ago, when she was 14 years old, she was running track, and she had a head-on collision with somebody else that was running. She had a brain injury that gave her amnesia, and she couldn't remember anything after 10 minutes. So they said within days, they knew something was desperately wrong. So over time, because they were saying that her memory would be restored. So over time, it did start to get better. She could go up to 5 hours that she could remember things until her brain reset. And then even up to 10 hours, but then she would lose her memories. So she would remember everything in her life up until the day of the accident, but from that point on, she couldn't remember.
Yeah.
So during her days, she would be frantically writing down everything in a journal so that the next morning when she woke up, she could remember.
Like 51st Dates.
That's the first movie I thought of, was that girl in that movie. Well, anyways, so she would write down everything that she experienced one day, hoping that she could remember it the next. So she started to go back to school when she was 16. So 2 years had passed by that she was dealing with this situation. She went back to school, and they were hoping that it was going to turn, she was going to turn a corner. And she had a checkup with her pediatrician that found that she wasn't getting enough blood flow to her brain. And when she had met with I think they called this person a cervical chiropractor, said that the skull and the spine wasn't aligned, and this person gave her an adjustment. But unfortunately, when that happened, she was in excruciating pain and could not move. So they gave her injections and medications and things. But what happened then, you guys, is her amnesia got really bad, and now her memory only lasts for 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's
1 minute, and then her brain resets. So her family, because she has 3 siblings, and her parents are obviously, there in the house, and they've kept her room exactly the way it was when she was 14, and I think she's even 17 now. But they kept her room exactly how it was when she was 14 years old. And they have a GoFundMe page on GoFundMe. It's Caitlin Amnesia.
Oh.
Yeah, Caitlin Amnesia.
If you guys want to donate.
Yeah, if you want to see. But obviously their fear is that she's going to look in the mirror someday and see this 35-year-old woman looking back at herself, and she still thinks she's 14. And her parents are worried that they won't be there anymore to take care of her.
Yeah.
So that's what this family's dealing with. But I couldn't go to sleep last night until I finished reading this information about this girl. And I was just dying to ask you, Vera, if this was something from a past life, like some type of cell memory situation.
It is part of that cell memory thing. But because what she was in a past life was a Buddhist monk.
Okay.
And her job in that, what do you call it?
Oh, like missionary, not missionary,
No.
but
where they live. What's it called where they live?
yeah, I know. I was gonna say
I can't think of the word.
a monastery.
Monastery. I was gonna say a monkastery. Monastery.
You were close. You
I
were
was
close.
close.
You knew what you meant.
So her job, of course, she was male back then, but her job was keeping the history alive of all of the knowledge and all of the information that they had from ancestors down, because everything was written down, and she was in charge of keeping everything, she knew where everything was. I mean, if you asked her a question about something, she didn't even have to go look. She had this capacity. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like what's her name has it?
Oh,
where you can
Oh,
remember
yeah.
everything that you've ever read or everything that you've ever seen, a photographic memory kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
So,
Wow.
yeah. But of course, there was always trials and tribulations that was going on in the country, right? So they were being taken over by, I don't know, it's like Alexander the Great or something. I don't know, that kind of a person. It was like somebody huge came and took over the monastery, and they were starting to burn everything that was in there because they didn't want this to keep going. They wanted people to believe like they believed,
Oh my
kind of thing.
gosh.
So they wanted to see like what all of the monks knew. So they were,
Oh no.
yeah, kind of seeing like who was in charge and that kind of thing. So they found out that she was the one that knows everything about the religion from eons before, just time memorial, right? So they were torturing her.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It sounds
to
like
get information about what she knew or he knew then, but not one peep came out of her mouth. Not one sound, not one scream, nothing. So they thought, well, they're mute. They tried to get all kinds of information out of this person, Caitlin, back then, and would not budge. So they figured, oh well, mute, they don't know anything, but had everything in here. You know, so they were still able to keep alive all of the information that monastery had.
wow.
And got away, actually,
You mean Caitlin in that life?
in that past life.
Oh my gosh, they were.
But
they
it
didn't
might have
kill
been
her.
from the hitting another person, maybe triggered that running away. You know, because they were running, trying not to get caught, kind of thing, and hiding because there was places that they could hide. But yeah, I don't know if that tripped the cell memory, issue.
Wow.
But yeah,
You know, that's interesting because in this life, she loved running. Like after the injury, when her memory was getting better for a little while, she would run up to 8 miles a day. And
well, that's what these guys
yeah,
did,
they
too.
said that she felt like that was when she felt the most normal. So it's almost like,
But as she was running, something was chasing, kind of thing.
Yeah. But it was almost like that not being able to run, that collision was, it all makes sense in my mind.
In
It's
mine
like,
too. It's hard to just.
but it's interesting
Yeah.
because it was like she wasn't able to almost like get away. And it was just that all that cell memory came up. Do you think that it's something that will improve? in
I
this
think it
life?
will improve in time.
That's
But they got to
encouraging.
stop with the adjusting stuff.
Oh God, that scares
I'm sure
me.
they will.
That
but-
scares
yeah.
me. So I just wanted to say that
It's going to take time. So, I mean, if you can help do it, because it's going to be like something like 10 to 20 years or even sooner, but there might be like a long period of time where the parents are going to really be like, oh my God, are we going to be able to take care of her, that kind of thing.
Were they monks with her?
Yeah. They were all together, that whole family.
Wow, that,
even
no
the
wonder the 3
siblings.
siblings. So they were all there.
Mhm.
That's interesting. Why she's the one in this life that has that issue.
Well, she's the one that had all the knowledge.
And she didn't talk in that life, so she saved them. And now they're returning the favor to her.
Yeah, and helping
Wow.
her. Yeah.
With what she wanted to experience and learn.
But
on
she
a higher
already-
level, on a
yeah,
higher level on
right.
the other side.
But she
to chart
charted
these things.
this incident to happen, but it was not going to be as intense.
as bad, as severe as an injury. Is what it
Because,
could have
we
been.
have lateral movement, right?
Right. So what Vera's talking about is that when we write our chart on the other side of the things that we're going to overcome and experience and learn from in life, we get into life, but there is lateral movement. It can be softened, it can be harder. It just depends
on what you want to learn and how you want to learn it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
some people have to learn the hard way, some people
Right.
learn the easy way. So it's just,
You know, and a good example of that would say, like, if we don't learn from a repeating pattern and we get back into the same type of work situation or the same type of like bad relationship or something, maybe it takes us longer, and so we repeat. So that's kind of what, just a little example.
yeah.
But, you know, we can also send her prayers
yeah,
and good energy, and that kind of goes into what we were going to go into next.
Yeah, because
You wanna mention?
I'm asking for prayers for my brother-in-law. It's been so challenging for him. He was in the school system, and he was special ed, but he was a paralegal. No, it's something that assistant to the teacher.
Right.
But this kid, and he was a big kid, but not age-wise, hit him on top of the head with his fist. And it did something to his vertebrae in his neck. And so he had to go for surgery to fix that. And
That scares me.
they screwed up. They clipped a
nerve.
nerve. It's in the name of what he has is something that military guys used to get
I
in the
remember you
field,
talking about
because
it.
you know they had to do surgery in difficult situations, and sometimes things slipped, and that happened for him. I mean, he wasn't in that kind of situation, but the injury is what it's called. I can't remember the name of it.
But we understand what you're saying.
And he's just been trying to go through, you know, workman's comp and all that kind of stuff, and you guys know how that is. I mean, they don't want to do anything for anything. So it's just like, I know they're going towards the tail end of their, you know, workman's comp case and all that. That is something to pray for too, but more so is that he's not going to be able to do anything even after they settle, because I mean the injury's the injury, and it's hard for him to walk. He shakes when he walks, when he gets too tired, you know, and it's on top of depression, you know. So I mean, he's done so well with what he's had to go through, and his wife and children. I mean, it's like kudos to them, because you know Robin has just been right there for him and his kids too. So, but if you could just say a prayer, and then you know just that he can have a quality of life, you know, just like Caitlin here.
Exactly.
You know, because it was not anything that he did on purpose, or it's an accident that happened in surgery, you know.
Right, and I just wanted to say too is
You're a
that
tough dude.
yeah, one of the things that Angus on the other side has told us is that on the other side, they are sending us protection, healing, love, the energy that we need. But when we're in life and we're on this the level, the same plane that others in life are on, the energy, it travels quicker, it travels easier to the recipient. I know that sounds,
But it does.
but it kind of makes sense, right? So that's why being in life, it's something that we can do to help people, is send that energy, and they will feel it.
Yeah.
Whatever intent that you are sending, they will pick that up.
His name is Julio. So if you want to add him to your prayers, I would so appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that
You're welcome.
about, you know, past lives today, and Caitlin and Julio. And
Yeah.
we love you all. Thank you for joining us. And stay
Enlightened.